In this video, guys, I want to share with you some tips and tricks, I guess, for trading the double bottom, double top chart pattern. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me. So anyway, double bottom. We all know what double bottom is. It's a standard, pretty classical chart pattern where we kind of see the test of lows, comes back up, retest the lows. And the theory is we're looking for it to hold. Sometimes it breaks through a couple of ticks. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it kind of doesn't even reach the low and push back up. I prefer the ones that break through because I can frame the trade a little bit better. Some people prefer to wait for the confirmation above the high. Whatever. That's entirely up to you. But here's some things I want to share with you about the double bottom price pattern. And again, flip it for double top just in reverse. That I found make it more effective. And funnily enough, there's examples of every single thing on this DAX 5-minute chart here. And this is a great illustration over a few days because this 5-minute chart, day trading, applies also a few swing traders on the higher time frames. But let me explain. Okay, so we get the test at lows. And the double bottom to me has to have a few things. Okay, so let's imagine we had a test at lows. If we come back and we retest lows here, that is not enough price excursion higher. I want to see duration and excursion. So I want to see the price pushing back the way it came and some duration before it retests. Because I don't want to see this because there's not enough price excursion back up. I also don't want to see this because it's not quick enough. I want to see a longer term move that moves up a decent amount and comes back. Show you some examples in a second and prizes for, there's no prize, but a metaphorical prize if you could spot these on the chart already in front of you. But let's think about why I want to see this, because if we look at the supply-demand imbalance, there's supply coming in, supply coming in, demand is stopping it or supply is dropping off, whatever's causing the turn in that price. Swings up higher, there's some demand, there's some sustained demand because we've got that time duration as well as demand for price higher and higher that then comes back lower. So it's far more likely to hold than if we haven't seen a decent duration in higher price or if we haven't seen, a decent price move. We've got to see both of them. So some real life examples. This here is to me the ideal double bottom. It's just about right, actually, to be fair. So we hit a low here. We have a decent move back up. This move comes back up. A decent percentage of the move lower. That's a reasonable amount. Then it comes down and retests, then it goes. And also the time between the two lows is about an hour. And that's okay because we've had an hour of it pushing up and coming back. And so we've had price excursion because it's moved up. What is that? Without getting the drawing tool out, it's probably 40% of the move, something like that. Decent. So there's some buyers there. We've seen evidence of buyers. Then it's come back and tested over a duration of time. That's a decent double bottom for me. That's the kind of thing that I would look to trade if it fitted in with my broader term idea and theme. However, let's look at some other ones. So if we go over to this side of the chart here, these are things that, to me, they're not double bottoms. They just don't count as a double bottom. What are we talking about? So this here, you say, oh, is that a double bottom? We've got a low here. Let me just get rid of all this stuff. We've got a low here and we've retested here. It doesn't count for me because that's only a very short period of time. Yes, the price excursion is high, but it's more like this type of thing. I haven't seen that duration in time like this where it's come over and spent a lot of time and then retested. We've seen the price lift up, but it's taken a very short amount of time for it to come back straight away. We're showing this aggressive sellers, and in this instance, it actually pushes lower and pushes through. Similarly, on this one here, you could say, this is a double bottom, right? But then this, if you imagine the move is really from here to here, that move up there isn't really high enough. Now, okay, I know that actually it bounced off that eventually, but to me, that's more of a flag type pattern. When you've got this kind of consolidation at lows here, unless it comes right back up into this zone like we had with here, it's more of a flag type pattern. So that's not a double bottom, not interested in that. So remember, some golden rules with this. And again, the way that I approach it, everyone is very different, but I like to see duration and price. So I like to see it coming down. I like to see it trying to come back a reasonable amount, spending a bit of time there and retesting. That's what I'm after. I don't want to see it happening very, very quickly, nor do I want to see it happening a long period of time, but the price not being not pushing back up enough. This is the kind of thing I want. These are the things I don't want. Personal preference. I know there's some gray areas there. It's like, well, how far up? How much duration? How much duration? You know, you've got to quantify it based on the market you're trading, the time frame you're trading, how big the move is, the kind of environment you're in, the time of day you're in. You've got to make that judgment. But eyeball kind of will steer you right most of the time. You can look at that and go, that's reasonable, that makes sense, or you know what, that's not really pushed up. Or if it's in a grey area, maybe you leave it, maybe you trade it half size. You know, there's different ways of trading it. But I much prefer this just purely because of the structure of price, how supply and demand operates, and it just makes sense as well. And very often, you know, just from experience, guys, these are the ones that tend to hold. These are the ones that tend not to hold. You know, so something to consider. All right, guys, take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.